There's even more exciting return rumors surrounding Survivor Series Wargames, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out the latest for Mandy Rose, Tiffany Stratton, Nikki Cross, and much more. Let's start things off with another exciting return theory that the fans are coming up with for Survivor Series that just fits like a glove. So like we talked about a few days back, the currently scheduled Wargames match for this year's Survivor Series is a 4-on-4 match, which is extremely different from the last few Wargames matches that all featured 5-on-5 action. So just going based off the history of the match, this is leading fans to believe that 2 more individuals will be late additions to the match, with one superstar going to each side of the battle. For the Judgment Day side, we previously discussed how Drew McIntyre would be the perfect individual for that spot, and he continues to be a popular candidate for that final spot on Team Judgment Day. And for the babyface side, we previously discussed the idea of Kevin Owens taking that spot. But fans have come up with another name that makes even more sense, and that's the big-time return of Randy Orton, happening in that spot during Wargames. For several weeks now, the big confirmed rumor and report was that Randy Orton was expected to be back inside the WWE ring either Survivor Series week or during the Survivor Series event itself. And this spot does make perfect sense for a surprise Randy Orton return. Maybe the story could be that the Judgment Day convinces someone like Drew McIntyre to be their 5th man, while the babyface team struggles to recruit their 5th man. Maybe no one on Raw wants to join the babyface team because they don't want to have any problems with the dominant Judgment Day faction. They just want to avoid getting involved in that mix altogether. And that's understandable given who the Judgment Day is and what they often do to their opponents. So maybe the Judgment Day walks into Wargames showboating and bragging about having that big 5-on-4 advantage over the babyface team. But maybe it's at that exact moment where Cody Rhodes and the other babyfaces can bring out their last-second 5th man recruit and reveal to be Randy Orton. And then, just like that, the Judgment Day's big advantage over the babyfaces will be wiped away instantly. The only babyface on that team that Randy Orton was extremely cool with prior to his injury was Cody Rhodes. So maybe it could have been Cody who made the big call and Randy did have the favor just for him. But it definitely will be weird seeing Randy Orton team up with Jey Uso on his first night back in WWE. Jey Uso played a big role in the attack that wrote Randy Orton off of television back in May 2022. So how will that exactly play out? Will Randy be very suspicious of Jey? Would he forgive Jey? Or will he be straight up confrontational with Jey? And maybe that's something that the Judgment Day could take advantage of during the match if Randy isn't on the same page as his other teammates. Randy Orton does have little bits and pieces of history with some of the Judgment Day members, so it really could work. Randy even has a lot of history with Drew McIntyre, so if Drew really is the 5th man for the Judgment Day, it would be interesting to see that feud get reignited during the Wargames match. So we'll have to see if WWE throws out hints towards who the 5th babyface member can be over the next few weeks, or if it'll be a complete surprise for Survivor Series itself. Nikki Cross's trans storyline hasn't been forgotten about, and it's still unfolding on Raw. The latest big moment for the story was when Nikki Cross was standing in the middle of the ring for the women's Battle Royal match in her usual trance. The other women in the match just grabbed Nikki and threw her over the top rope, but Nikki's trance never came to a stop, even during that elimination from the match. And Byron Saxton recently took to his Instagram to share a picture of himself sitting next to Nikki Cross on a plane, and she was still in her trance, even outside of the ring as well. So this appears to be the story that they're sticking with, and it's been going on several weeks already. But the big issue here is that it needs some story developments eventually. If it's just going to be Nikki constantly making quick cameo appearances during Raw to stare off into the distance and nothing else, then there's nothing really to discuss here at all. There's no story. So that's what we're waiting for now, for some story to be added in for Nikki Cross. We've gotten like a month of these trances so far, so it'll be nice to see more story-related reveals for what exactly is causing Nikki's trances, and what exactly is going on there. Alexa Bliss's trances storyline from 2020 was absolutely perfect, and was everything that it needed to be. It was spooky, it was strange, it was intriguing, and had a deep story and meaning behind it. But for Nikki Cross right now, her trance angle is missing almost everything that Alexa's had. So again, hopefully that changes soon and her trances are already leading towards something significant within a storyline. Tiffany Stratton is a quick rising star in NXT that we've discussed several times in the past. But Mandy Rose was recently interviewed by Busted Open Radio, and they asked Mandy Rose about comparisons some people have been making between Mandy and Tiffany. Mandy had this to say about the topic, quote, "Obviously, I love what Tiffany Stratton has done since I've been away from there. I think there were some comparisons with them trying to make her like me, which I don't agree with. I think she's her own person. We all can be compared to people, like I love being compared to Trish Stratus, but I am my own person as well. So I think she's an incredible athlete, even when I was training over there. The way she was progressively getting better so fast, it was wild. So I definitely see that. I just think there's so many women right now that are arriving. Some of these girls, I remember training, they just got there, and now they're having these amazing matches. It's crazy to see, which is awesome." End quote. And Mandy's right. When Mandy was first coming up in WWE, she received a lot of comparisons to Trish Stratus, not only for her similar looks, but for their similar backstory as well. Trish Stratus came into the WWE with no prior wrestling experience, but really had the grasp of the business and learned everything to become one of the top stars in the company in almost no time. Similar story for Mandy Rose. Mandy had no prior wrestling experience when she arrived to WWE, but she learned everything and became a world champion for over 400 days. And now Tiffany Stratton is the next generation of that similar same backstory. Tiffany signed with WWE in 2021 with no prior wrestling experience, and is now becoming one of the biggest household names for NXT for her entire body of work. Everything from her character work, mic work, and ring work is getting lots of attention from the fans. So Tiffany Stratton appears to be on that same similar trajectory, and hopefully she stays going strong in that direction. Tiffany Stratton is currently on a journey of trying to become two-time WWE NXT Women's Champion. So we'll have to see if she's able to pull that off as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with the potential Survivor Series Wargames return, Tiffany Stratton and Nikki Cross? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.